something strange just happened. A group of the world's most powerful leaders gathered in complete secrecy. No cameras, no press, no official statements. No record of what was said or decided. But why? And more importantly, what were they discussing behind closed doors? You weren't supposed to hear about this. The details weren't meant to reach the public. And yet, whispers have surfaced. Whispers of a deal that could reshape global power as we know it. A decision so big that it had to be made in the shadows, away from the scrutiny of governments, media, and the people it will inevitably affect. What if I told you this meeting wasn't just another diplomatic discussion? What if I told you it was a warning, or worse, an agreement? An agreement that could shift the balance of power forever, and you wouldn't even know until it was too late. Officially, it was just another global summit. Another gathering of world leaders, handshakes for the cameras, rehearsed statements about unity and cooperation. But away from the flashing lights, something else was happening. Something much more deliberate. In a remote, heavily guarded location, far from the grand conference halls and staged press briefings, a different kind of meeting took place. No podiums, no journalists, no live streams. Just a select group of individuals, arriving in private jets, slipping past reporters, and escorted into a room where only a handful of people would ever know what was discussed. The attendees? A list of names that would make anyone pause. Presidents, billionaire investors, high-ranking intelligence officials, the kind of people who don't waste time on small talk. The kind of people who shape policy, economies, and sometimes the course of history itself. Meetings like these aren't new. They've happened before, under different names in different places. The Bilderberg Group, where business elites and politicians discuss the world's future behind closed doors. Bohemian Grove, where America's most powerful figures gather under the cover of tradition. Events where decisions are made, but explanations are never given. But here's what made this particular meeting different. There were no leaks, no transcripts. No aides are rushing to clarify the discussions with the press. In a world where information spreads in seconds, this meeting left behind nothing. Not even a whisper of what was decided. Almost as if it was never meant to exist at all. When world leaders meet in secret, it's never just small talk. Deals are made, agendas are set. But the public? Left in the dark, forced to guess. And in this case, the possibilities are unsettling. Wars don't just happen, they are planned. With tensions rising between the US and China, Russia and NATO, and ongoing unrest in the Middle East, could this meeting have mapped out the next major conflict? If world powers struck a deal on how war should unfold, would we even know before it was too late? Maybe this wasn't about war, but something just as powerful: control over money. The US dollar has ruled for decades, but shifts are happening. Nations are moving away from it. Alternative currencies are gaining traction. Could this meeting have sealed the decision to rewrite the global economic system behind closed doors? History has shown that crises often benefit those in power. Economic collapses, global emergencies, moments where the elite step in with solutions that the world never agreed to. Could this gathering have been about engineering the next crisis? One that forces nations into submission? Or perhaps this was about something bigger than war, money, or crisis. AI is reshaping industries. Digital IDs and surveillance are expanding. Governments are consolidating control. What if this meeting was about designing the future, one where the public has no say? No matter the reason, one thing is certain: the decisions made in that room will change the world. And by the time we learn the truth, it might already be too late. Behind the polished speeches and public appearances lies a hidden world, a realm where the most consequential decisions are made in secrecy. But sometimes brave individuals step forward, exposing the truth from within. They operate in secrecy, making choices that affect millions without accountability. I've seen it firsthand, and it's time people knew the truth. Throughout history, whistleblowers have risked everything to unveil patterns of secret meetings preceding world-altering events. The Committee of Secret Correspondence, 1775. This covert group laid the foundation for U.S. independence, forging secret alliances while the public remained unaware. The Arcadia Conference, 1941-42. In the wake of Pearl Harbor, British and American leaders met in secrecy to craft the Germany First strategy, deciding the fate of World War II behind closed doors. Today, these secret dealings are far from relics of the past. Whistleblowers continue to expose hidden agendas. Reports claim the Chinese Communist Party uses mafia-like tactics, bribery, intimidation, even violence to silence those who reveal forced organ harvesting. A whistleblower uncovered potential espionage in political circles, only to be ignored, proving that confronting power remains an uphill battle. Look at the world today. Rising global conflicts, economic turmoil, and the rapid push for digital identification systems. While these shifts are publicly acknowledged, the true motivations behind them remain concealed. Are we witnessing the results of hidden strategies crafted in secret meetings? The signs are there. The question is, are we paying attention?
They count on our ignorance, on our distraction, but we must question. We must seek the truth, no matter how deeply it's buried.
As we navigate an increasingly complex world, we must remain vigilant, question the narratives presented, and seek transparency from those who hold power. For in the shadows where secrets are kept, the course of our collective future is being charted. We may never know exactly what was decided behind those locked doors, but let's be real. Presidents, billionaires, and intelligence officials don't meet in total secrecy just to sip coffee and exchange pleasantries. No press, no transcripts, just layers of security shielding a conversation the world wasn't meant to hear. History has shown us that before every major shift, wars, financial collapses, global resets, there's always a quiet meeting, one that happens before the headlines are written. So the real question isn't if something was decided, it's what comes next, and more importantly, how will it affect you? The media will feed you the official story, the polished statements. But what if the real truth is buried in what's missing, in the silence? Was this meeting about war, a financial reset, or something even bigger? Drop your theories in the comments. Because the truth isn't in the headlines, it's in the questions they don't want us to ask. If you want to keep uncovering what's hidden beneath the surface, subscribe to our channel, because this is just the beginning.